was really blown away by how much they know about this book, about the characters and the symbols, and I'm really curious how they got to that point. I mean, how did they read this and discuss it originally so that they know so much about it? This seems way beyond what most high school kids, I think, point, or at least what I learned about books when I was in high school.
It's part of it goes back to my history as a teacher here. In my second year and through the next 3 years, I taught AP English, and then I've also taught CP English, and this is just a regular English 12, but I don't like lowering the level, so I teach at a higher level and pull them along. So the way I break the book down, though, is a difference is in those other classes, those higher levels, I would assign the book and we'd start talking about it 2 weeks later. This, I break it down into sections, so each day they have a different reading. I have PowerPoint notes from what I think, questions I have about the reading that I pose to them, statements, I put quotes up there, we discuss and analyze those characters and those symbols, so I have it planned within my PowerPoint all along. So this is a culmination, because their test is Friday, of all those kinds of things, and then we get to pick up on things like where they forget. You guys were in there for it, but the Bull Goose Looney, who is Harding, that happens at the beginning and was reminded at the end, they completely forgot about it. I said, oh, so there's something you guys have missed. I can include that in my questions, so it helps them prepare for that. But that's really what it is. It's just a matter of, otherwise, I think for them, it becomes somewhat, I guess, stagnant and boring if I don't challenge that level of interpretation. So I always kind of tell them, we're going to go for everything we can.
And they're fascinated.
Yeah, they do. They really do. And I keep hearing from staff who see them really like, oh man, you wouldn't believe what we're talking about and reading. And they're just, it's one of my favorite novels to teach, and I'm loving that they're really buying into it. And then Cool Hand Luke is, when they start seeing that, it's awesome. I always have 2 or 3 kids after that film start going to me, they go, go to the bathroom, boss. Go to the bathroom. They start imitating, they really grab onto this. It's a nice pairing.
What were the blue and green cards?
Oh, that was something I started with this novel. In previous novels and discussion, what ended up happening, like when we did The Great Gatsby, was it was more me telling them what occurred in their reading. And so I wanted to increase conversation from them. And so I call them conversation cards, and it's really coerced conversation cards because each card that they play is worth 10 points. So by the end of the novel, they can earn 50 points. Instead of, in lieu of them answering questions with their reading at night, they come in, and so the green card was they make a point of their own. The purple card was they could add on to somebody else's point or add on to one of my points. The yellow card is they could ask a valuable question that led to further analysis. The red card was a contrasting card, so they could go against something that was already said. And purple is the add-on, green, yellow. Oh, blue. Blue is I put questions in my PowerPoint, especially early on. And if they had the answer to that question, they could raise and play the blue card for it. When it first started, it was very chaotic because they cared more about playing the cards than they did about engaging in it. And that lasted for about a day and a half. And then everything settled into, okay, we've got plenty of time to play these cards, and they really just started to engage with it. And so today was the last day they could use the cards to really get more people involved in that kind of conversation. So that's why the one kid there that made his own, he lost his, and I told him, I'm only giving you one set. If you lose them, you just lost all your points. So he took until today's the last day and finally figured out, I got to solve for this. And I thought that was pretty great. And I just laughed and was like, yep, you got the right color and everything, figured it out. That's good. So that's what the cards were.